Hello, I am Todd Cotta, and this is my daughter Katherine, and this is King's Gun Center TV. Well, today we're here to talk about the newest member of the Micro 380 1911 family. If you can say that 10 times real fast, huh? And that is the brand new 911 from Springfield Armory. Now, before we get started, let's go over the boxing real quick. You get the really nice plastic case from Sig,
which is expected.
And then inside the case, you get a little tiny holster in the case. Okay, and then you got a little lock and some other stuff in there. But basically, it's a nice little hard case that is TSA approved. It's got the dual locks on it that comes with your Sig. Now, with Springfield Armory and Kimber, it comes in a cardboard box, both of them, but they both have little nylon pouches. Now the difference is the Kimber has a little Kimber nylon pouch, but the Springfield is even more different. It has the same similar nylon pouch, but this one has a removable holster.
Little itty bitty holster.
And it can be a pocket holster, or
you can leave it too.
Oh yeah, you can actually put your ID or your card in there too. So you have soft pouches for the Kimber and the Springfield, and you have a hard case for the Sig. That's the main difference between the boxing of these little guys here. I want to get that over with right at the beginning so that we don't have to waste any time with the little stuff, because we're here to talk about guns, not boxes, right?
Packaging.
Well, I tell you what, there's some things going on here in this market, and there must be some kind of agreement or some kind of a patent that's expired or something, because the similarities between these three guns are so
similar.
I don't know how else to say it.
They're like cousins.
Yeah, cousins from, yeah. The dimensions, the weights are all the same. You're talking about between 3.9 and 4 inches. You're talking about 15, 13, and 12 ounces. But that depends on the magazines and stuff. Length, 5.5, 5.5, 5.6. Magazine capacity, 6 and 7 for the new 911, and 7 and 7 for the little Kimber and the Sig. Barrel length, 2.75, 2.75, 2.75. Both of them have steel, but you can get these in combinations between stainless steel slides, and then you get the different kinds of frames that are lighter and heavier. So they're all a little different. All three of them have night sights, although I will tell you that the night sights are different on each one. You have the Sig sights on one, you have standard night sights on the Kimber, and then you have what's called the Pro-Glow tritium on the new 911. And they have white rings around the tritium so that during daytime you can still see it, unlike with the Kimber or even the Sig. It's just a standard night sight. So it's a little more upgraded, and we'll talk about that in just a minute and why that's important. Trigger weights are all the same.
Yeah.
There's so many little tiny differences that you really...
It's hard to pick up on them when you're actually shooting.
It is. Sig P238, here's a big difference. And we'll talk about this right up front. 2 magazines, a long and a short. 1 magazine, 1 magazine. So the Sig and the Kimber come with 1 magazine. This one here comes with 2, a long and a short. But tell me about the magazines.
The magazines, as we have found out through playing with them, they're all interchangeable. So if you take the magazine out of the Springfield and put it into the Kimber, you're gonna see it fits. And it's really nice. If you were to get a extended magazine for your Kimber or your Sig, that's going to be an additional cost. But I think it's really nice that the Springfield actually comes with it.
With 2. Now, price of mags. I have found that it's about $45 to get a P238 mag, but it's $25 and $25 for the Kimber and the Springfield. So if you're looking for an extended magazine, and we're probably going to start doing this, we're going to start handling the Springfield Armory mag extended so that you can get it for at $20 less than what Sig sells them for. So don't be scared to go out and get yourself a extended mag from Springfield and put it in your Kimber P238.
It's all the same thing. If you just look at them, they're all the same. Really, the only difference is the Kimber mag has numbers on it rather than the other two just have the different holes.
Another big difference in these guns is the price.
Yeah.
The Sig goes from $692 up to $1,013, depending on the configuration, lasers, and all that stuff.
It's Sig. It's expected that it'd be more expensive.
Exactly. Kimber, same thing. That one runs between $600 and $1,100, depending on the setup.
Yeah.
This one here is
The Micro Raptor.
the Micro Raptor, which is just like the big Raptor, but it's a tiny one.
It's a little baby.
And we're going to talk about that in just a second when we come to the different models that are available for this. Also, this one here, like I said, $600 to about $1,100. And this one here comes in 4 different models. The 911. But they look just like this. Black with Hogue grips or bitone with Hogue grips. Or black with laser and bitone with laser. That one runs between $599 and $789. So this one here runs between $100 and $300 cheaper than these two guns right here. So they've come in at a better price point, better cost for accessories like magazines, and 2 mags instead of 1, and you still get it for a whole lot cheaper than the Sig P238 or the Kimber Micro.
It is a better deal when you look at it, and it works just as well as the other two. It's not like it doesn't feel cheaper, if that makes sense.
Now, before we started the video, Katherine, you went and you worked with the slides and the slide releases on these 3 guns.
Yeah.
Tell me what you felt when you did it.
When I was messing around with the Sig Sauer P238, I found that it was really easy to rack it back, and it was really smooth. With the other two, it's a little bit harder, a little bit stiffer. It could be just because they're brand new, they could be worked in.
Well, they all are brand new.
Well, yeah. But even with the Sig that straight out of the box, it slides like glass. The other two are just a tad bit stickier, I think. With the mag release here, it's a little bit stiffer, but it's nothing like the Shield where you really have to manage it and maneuver it and try and get it to work.
Your slide releases.
Slide release is the same thing. This one, it's an instant pull down. With the Kimber, it's a little stiffer, but again, it's nice because it sticks out and it has a little bit of a grip on it, so it's not a hassle to bring the slide back.
Okay. Sliding wise, though, you felt, what would you say the difference is weight wise? I mean, is it that much different, or is it just a preference?
I think a little bit of both. This one was the lightest.
Okay.
This one I think was the heaviest, but I think this one's a little heavier. But it all comes down to preference, and I know these will all work well. If you are a woman with weaker wrists, I think any of these guns would work well for your needs.
Okay, so we talked, there was 4 models available for this. Bitone, black, with laser or without laser, 4. With the Sig, there is several. The Sig Sauer has 15 different combinations that you can get with this gun, which is pretty nice. Some have been discontinued, so there are some out there that, like, for example, Jennifer has the purple one that they don't make anymore, right? So you can get 14 different combinations, but where it really gets crazy is the Kimber. The Kimber custom shop there makes these things, and there is a total of 14 different models available, but inside the models there's different color combinations and grip combinations inside each model. So there's close to 30 different versions of this gun. Like, this is the Micro Raptor, which is like the big boy. They also have the Desert Night Desert, the Micro RCP, the Crimson Carry version. They even have special editions, stainless, 2-tones, everything. But every one of those things come with different combinations of colors and different kinds of grips. So it's a pretty cool thing that they do with these. And so you have almost endless combinations with this one. You have tons of options with this one, but you only have 4 options with this one. Black, silver, with or without the Hogue grips and laser grips. So that's the way that one works. They are good-looking guns, all of them. They're all distinctly different, but they all look identical. Size-wise, about the only big difference I see in the guns, and you can see it right here, this one has an extractor On the outside, these two have internal extractors. The Kimber and the Kimber and the Sig both have internal, and this one has an external. You'll find that the trigger guards are rounded for the Kimber and the Sig, and this one's more squared off.
They have to open up in like 2 minutes.
Kimber has a generic grip here, but it has the Coco Bolo here, but you have many different grip styles that you can get for this. And this one only comes with the Hogue bitone grips. Well, that'll wrap it up for now. Let's get this in the range now and see how each of them shoot and check at the trigger reset and how the triggers work and just basically how they function and feel, okay?
Let's start off with the Kimber Micro Raptor 380, shooting at the number 2 from 5 yards. Now I have the Sig P238 380 aiming at the number 3 from 5 yards. I'm going to be shooting the Springfield 911 aiming at the number 1 from 5 yards.
Good. All right, first I'm going to start off with the 911 from Springfield Armory, 5 rounds at 5 yards. Number 2 target here. With my big hands, it's biting me just a little tiny bit when the slide comes back because I have really large hands and it's a little bit higher than the dovetail there. Next one will be the Sig P238, and why not? Let's use the Kimber mag in this one. Number 2. There's the Kimber mag in the Sig, and now let's use the Sig mag in the Kimber. Number 3 target. I kind of like the trigger a little bit better on the Kimber than the other ones. Each one felt about the same to fire. It seemed like there was a little less recoil in the Kimber and the Sig over the tighter spring inside the Springfield Armory. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Well, let's talk about this just a little bit. We started, every one of our videos we do out of the box. We don't do anything to the guns. We just get them out of the box and we shoot them because each gun should be ready to go. This is not 1972. We don't put grease inside of guns these days. These guns are pre-shot before they come to us. They should be ready to go out of the box, correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play you a really quick video about the first time trying to shoot this gun and what happened. The 911 from Springfield. We had some issues with the guide rod, the feed ramp, and with this thing going back to the battery. Watch this real quick.
Is it?
All right, Springfield 911 380. Okay. We're using RTP rounds. We're gonna try a different round, but take a look right here, guys. Look right here. the guide rod is sticking out to the front of the frame, which is keeping it from firing. It will not fire. But when you unload it, and now it'll fire. We had to go disassemble this entire gun. We had to blast it all out with some CLP. Came back with some not frog lube, but some cherry bomb lube for this thing. We had to lube the feed ramp. We had to clean the whole barrel out because the rounds weren't going all the way in to a battery. And then finally, we were able to shoot this gun and get through 5 rounds. We're going to keep on shooting this gun to see if it's a continuing problem. May have to send this one back to Springfield. I don't know yet. But when it got running right, I noticed this front sight being a high-vis sight. You can see the sights a lot quicker on this gun versus the other guns. This gun does have a little tiny more recoil than what you would see in the other ones. I think it's because it has a little stiffer spring that's causing it to have that. But at the same time, holding these guns, they felt like you were shooting the same gun.
Yeah.
So what you get is with the P238 and with the Kimber Micro series, a lot of options. A lot of stylistic options, a lot of colors. Like with this Raptor, you have a scalloped top, just like on the Big Daddy Raptor. You have all the nice little scallops all the way around, even on the front of the slide. This one here has Hogue grips for the 911. You can get wood grips for the Sig product. Lots of options. So if you're looking for a fun gun to be creative with, the little Micro series, the 911 or the P238 series has lots of options for you. Although there's only 4 options for this gun at this time because it's so brand new. Shooting them wise, how did they feel?
I felt pretty much the same like you said. There wasn't really much difference when you first rolled them, but I think I agree with you. There's a little bit more recoil with that one. And I feel like I was most accurate with the Sig P238.
Yeah, it was just a little more of a challenge because we had so many issues out of the box with this one compared to every other gun we've ever reviewed. And I don't know if it's because it's brand new. I don't know. Springfield, maybe you could give me a call, find out what we did wrong. But we had to go through and completely clean this gun down to the core and back. And I'm sure some of you guys out there are going to comment right now saying, well, you should clean every gun before you shoot it. And no, that is not the case, because if Glock can have a gun out of the box ready to go, every manufacturer should.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is what we do on every single one of our gun videos. We get a brand new gun out of the box, and it should perform every time. Beautiful gun. And I don't know if it's just the first run of these things. I don't know what's going on, but I wish that it was a little easier to operate out of the box. Any other comments?
No, I think that's all.
Well, this is the micro class of 380s. All of them little 1911s. All of them function the same. Get out there to your local range, see if they have some rentals. Try them all out. But the market is getting a lot more full for these little mini guns these days. And now Springfield's in the market with the 911. Thank you for watching King's Gun Center TV. Make sure that you subscribe below. And if you have any questions, please comment below. And we'll have some links to the different kinds of gun manufacturers so you can see the different models. But once again, thank you for watching King's Gun Center TV.